Hey there, welcome to More Wellness TV. My name's Collie. I'm going to guide you through a 10-minute sequence here to tap into a bit of self-massage that is perfect to do post-run. You possibly will need a block. If you don't have a block, not to worry. You could always use a big book. We'll just use it for a restorative bridge pose. And you might also need to use your mat, but you can use the mat that you are using, but we'll see, you'll see how that goes towards the end. Let's begin by focusing on the ankles. We're going to begin exactly where I am, seated, but with the knees bent. And just take your time to bring the big toes together, the ankles together. Have a little shuffle around to get into it. You can press the hands on the mat if you need to. Could feel a little bit feisty, so definitely use your hands for support. Otherwise, hands to thighs. And we'll just take a moment here to properly lengthen out the top of the foot, enjoying some plantar flexion for the ankle. Little check-in, make sure all 10 toes are touching on the ground. Ankles are not splaying out too much to the side. And nice chance here just to settle into a slightly longer than usual breath. Certainly with each exhale, allowing the attention to settle, to come into the body. Maybe 2 more breaths here. Full expansion of the ribs out to the sides as you inhale. Draw it back in as you exhale. Full expansion out through the back as well. And let's come back onto the hands if they're not there already. Place the toes on the mat. We'll tap into some dorsiflexion. All 10 toes pressing down if you can. And have a play around with these. All 10 toes, ankles together. Hands on the ground, on the thighs, maybe hands to heart. Great toe stretch. Kind of pose that really we should be doing a few times a week. I think ankle mobility seems to be an area that has restrictions throughout, universal restrictions. Very rare to get like super ankle range. Something that everyone can work on. Couple more breaths. Start to feel that heat building up a little bit. Just sit with the discomfort. Stay strong. And then when you're ready, we're going to take the hands back down. We'll take the right foot out in front of us, so the right leg straight and long. Left foot stays where it is, so staying in that kind of dorsiflexion place. Straight right leg. A little time to focus on the Achilles heel on the right side. So you can keep the left hand on the mat for support, and just go ahead and grab the toes of the right foot with the right hand. Start to gently draw the foot towards and up towards the face. So ideally, you can't actually stretch out the Achilles heel, but you can certainly create a bit of space around it. 3 or 4 times, and then hold. Actively pointing toes towards your face, breathing into the back of the lower right leg, and then coming on out of it. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Left leg straight, take a seat on the right heel, go ahead and grab the left toes, and then just 3 or 4 pointing toes towards face. And then hold. Can be quite feisty, so if you haven't taken this kind of movement before or for a while, don't push it too hard. And then ease on out of it. Let's rebend the left knee. Alrighty, we're going to take some movement that's going to release a little bit of pressure and tension on the back of the calf, on the legs. Take your time. We're going to take knees out very wide. Relax the top of the left foot on the mat. We're going to use the right shin. We're going to use the right shin just to gently go across the calf there on the left. Imagine you're sort of just gently rubbing the calf from side to side. Now, this can be a little bit feisty, but let's land the top of the shin on the left calf and rest up there and just walk the hands towards the knees. You can start to ever so gently take a seat on top of your right shin. And this will start to squeeze and release a little bit of tension and pressure on the left calf there. So take your time, a couple of breaths, and then come back out. Take the shin just a little bit further down towards the Achilles this time, and then again, just gentle rubbing side to side. Starting to hydrate that whole area really. And then we land top of the shin on maybe top of the Achilles heel. And then just take your time walking the hands back towards your knees. Take a seat on top of your right shin. Again, if you are new to this, it's going to be feisty. So just go slow. Do it regularly, and you'll be able to find a little bit more kind of space in it each time. All right. Let's come out of it. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So right shin down. Left shin gently rubbing through the calf of the right leg. Just have a play around with it. You can kind of draw some circles or go from side to side. And then land on up with the shin, top of the calf there. And then walk the hands towards your knees. Gently does it. Take a seat. Allowing that pressure to land on the left shin. Find the threshold point. Stay with it for 10, 15 seconds. Nice calm nasal breath to relax into it. And then back on up. Same thing, just make your way down. Head down towards the Achilles. Just gentle massage with the left shin. 3 or 4 times, circles, side to side, whatever feels good for you. And then land somewhere where you feel you're going to get the most benefit. And then take a gentle seat. The hands should be pretty active here. Weight should largely be in them rather than landing on the left heel and the left shin. 3 or 4 breaths. And then come on out. Similar moves, but different area of the body. Let's target the arches of the feet. So when you're ready, left foot, just place it on the ground. Top of the right foot, let's take it onto the arch of the left foot. So that whole massive top of the right foot, you can just place it anywhere between your left heel and the left ball of your foot. And then same kind of motion here, just kind of sweeping the foot, soaring it from side to side. And then place it in one spot, and then gently does it take a seat. So again, pretty feisty. Releasing some tension for the arches of your feet, which can definitely get a little bit irritated, a little bit inflamed. And certainly an area that not a lot of people spend a lot of time giving some TLC to. Let's come back up, change the position of the foot. So just change it very subtly, land it, and then take a seat. 3 breaths. Lovely jubbly. Let's do the same thing on the other foot. Foot will be down, right foot. Find the arch with your left. And then just bring some gentle massage motion into it. And then once you've found a position to land, take a seat on left heel. And this should feel harsh. This should feel a little bit unpleasant. So just kind of find that spot, sit with it for a little bit, and then come back out. Change position. Find somewhere else between the ball and the heel. And then use the biggest part of the left top of the foot. Just land it. And then weight of the body can land. 3 or 4 breaths here. And then ease on out. And of course, if you have a tennis ball, it can be very useful to take similar movement, similar sort of relaxation and release. You can think of using the tennis ball anywhere on the ball of the foot just to really kind of stretch out some of the fascia there that can get inflamed, irritated and tight. I recommend doing that on the regular. Before we come to the mat, let's take the block. Just going to find a little bit of release for the pecs. Just for a moment, you can take a seat, extend the legs out in front of you. You can very gently lift the hips, place the block underneath your sacrum. I tend to go for the highest level, but if you'd prefer, you could go for the shorter level, whatever feels good for you. Nice place really to allow the blood flow to come down towards the heart. But more specifically for the running, just thinking of your pecs here, which do tend to get quite tight. Certainly a good pose here just to spread the arms out wide. Come into a comfortable position. And then really deep dive into the relaxation that this pose and this place can give you. Nice long nasal breath. Balancing out the nervous system. Feeling nice and calm. Particularly as the blood rushes down to the heart. Has this natural response that as it receives a bit of flow of blood, it does tend to calm the rest of the body down. It does activate the parasympathetic nervous system naturally. It's a clever response to this injection of more blood coming into the heart. Let's take 3 more breaths. And then when you're ready to come out, just gently does it. Remove the block. So you may have 2 mats, and you may be able to use a spare mat for this. Otherwise, you can just come off your mat and start to roll it up, just like this. And we're going to return our attention back to the calves for a final bit of tension release. And I'd love you to just come onto the knees whenever you're settled. Grab the mat once it's rolled. You can just kind of place the knees on the carpet or somewhere comfortable if you don't have a second mat. And we'll place the rolled up mat just down by the Achilles heel there and keep the toes on the ground for support. Just gently does it. Take a seat. And you may find that this is a bit kind of trying on the toes, therefore just slam the tops of the feet down and then take a seat. But it can be quite punchy for the Achilles heel there, so just kind of ease into it. We'll stay here for a couple of breaths. If you have a bit of space there, you can properly take a seat and like land on the Achilles. But if you don't, hands are on the ground for you. Let's take a couple of breaths here. And then just as we did with the feet, we're going to just slowly move up. We'll come up halfway. Take a seat, slowly does it. Can be quite feisty. So just ease on in at your own pace. If you are new to this kind of pressure, just come back to it little and often, and you'll notice a change, and you'll notice a bit more kind of ease the more you do it. 2 or 3 breaths. And then final variation. Come all the way up towards the back of the knees. This is where the muscles really get in the way, so you're going to find it a little bit more feisty. And then again, just take a seat. Find somewhere for you. 2 or 3 breaths. Releasing the tension. And then just gently come on out. Nice. Awesome stuff. Useful stuff there to do little and often. Again, don't forget about the tennis ball as well. Good one to do. Little gentle rolls on the soles of the feet. You can do that whenever. Good one to do while brushing your teeth, actually. Get a tennis ball in the bathroom. It's a good little tip. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for practicing. Namaste.